Tony Hanmer. I am 59 years old. I've lived in Georgia for 27 years. It's the longest place I've lived anywhere. My roots are from Britain, but I grew up in Zimbabwe and Canada. My dad was building power stations, so we traveled quite a lot from project to project. But I became interested, first of all, in the Soviet Union when I was a teenager, and I started reading the books of a Russian writer, Alexander Solzhenitsyn, and he was writing about the prison camp system in the Soviet Union and how terrible it was. And this made me think, this is the most foreign country in the world. I have to go and see what it's like. So I made one visit to the Soviet Union just as it was ending in 1991. And then I was living in St. Petersburg in Russia for 7 years, from 92 to 99, and doing humanitarian work there. And while I was there, I was also studying the peoples and languages of the former Soviet Union. And for me, somehow the most interesting people of all of those different peoples and languages were the Swan people. And I thought, wow, I have to come and see these people that I'm interested in. So I visited Svaneti in the summer of 1999, and I remember driving up from Jvari into Svaneti. I fell in love with the landscape immediately. It was so beautiful for me. And then I thought, well, I want to move to Georgia. I want to live in Georgia and continue getting to know about Svaneti and the Svan people. So I moved to Tbilisi in December 1999, and I became friends with someone from Etseri who lived in Tbilisi, and he would bring me up here when it was a time when things were not very easy in Svaneti. It was very lawless, and the situation was difficult. But this friend was connected with powerful people, and so he kept me safe. And we would visit about 3 times a year. And then finally in 2007, I had visited Ushkuli already a few times with this friend and got to know people there. And I said to the people in Ushkuli, I want to come and live here for a winter. Is that okay? And they said, come, stay with us. So I said, okay, look, I'll have all my time will be free time. And if there's something useful that I can do in the village, tell me, because I want to be useful. And they said, well, we are the highest village in Europe, and we get a lot of tourists, but no one in the village speaks any English. So how about if you take on the project of teaching all of our school children English? And I have no education past high school, but English is my first language, and I thought, okay, I can do this. So the whole village had to promise that all of their children would take part. I wasn't going to do it just with a few, it had to be all of them. There were 51 children in Ushkuli at that time from grades 1 through 12. And I taught them all English 3 groups, each group twice a week for 1 hour after school. And I did that for 2 winters, 2007 to 8, 2008 to 9. The school, as our way of gauging or examining the health of the village, because if there was a big group of kids going into grade 1, then that was a good sign. But if there were only a few, that wasn't so good. And one year we had 10 children coming into grade 1, and they hadn't seen that many in grade 1 for 8 years, they told us. So we could see that young people were getting married here, building houses, having children, and it feels like Svaneti is going through some good times. It's not without problems or difficulties, but the road coming up is a much better road, and there's more infrastructure, there's more winter tourism now. But the school, it's, for me, school was a place that I really enjoyed when I was young. And I hope that school children take their studies seriously, because you get one chance to do this and then it's finished. And of course, you're glad when you graduate. You think, oh, finally I'm free. you know, but I still remember my favorite teachers from when I was a child, you know, or when I was finishing high school, and I will always have fond memories of being at school, and I hope that's the case with children here, because it's a very important time in children's lives. Then I got married. My wife is from East Georgia, and we lived in Mestia for one school year teaching English there. And then we heard that there was an opening for English teachers here in Etzeri. And I'd been coming to Etzeri with my Swan friends, so people knew me here. So we started looking for a house. We bought this house and started renovating it because it was unfinished. And we turned it into a guest house. We opened the village shop. My wife is a business person. I'm not, but she definitely is. I'm a photographer and an artist and a writer. But we both started teaching English in the village school along with another Swan lady. So I was co-teaching with both my wife and this lady in the village here. And I did that with the two of them for 4 years. My wife, Lali, she continued for another 6 years. The other lady is still teaching at the village school here. And then the guest house got busy, the shop got busy, and we also needed some time off. So after 10 years of living in this house, summer and winter, we decided to start going to Tbilisi for the winters, because no guests were coming to the house in winter anyway, and we had free time, and we needed a break. Not from Svaneti because it's so beautiful, not from the people, just we needed to be with all of our other friends and my wife's family and so on that live in Tbilisi and Kakheti and so on. So already for 4 winters now, we've been away for the winters, back up for the summers. I'm back up here now. We've planted things in the garden. The guest house is open. I never get tired of looking at this landscape. Every season, every day, the light is different, the colors are different. I take a lot of photographs. I shoot video. My wife and I are on Facebook quite a lot. And we love it here. So this has become home for me, and I'm very glad that the village has welcomed us.